I'm sure in all our homes here, we have so many people now who call themselves Obedients. I don't know whether you have them in your house. Just ask them, where are you? Which party are you for? They say Obedient. Do you understand? They don't want us. They're not talking about APC or PDP. They are looking for alternatives.
Hi, welcome everyone. Can P2B turn his social media momentum into an election winning strategy? That P2B is trending is an understatement. Everywhere you turn on social media, P2B is trending on Twitter, Facebook, even on YouTube. You're faced with past interviews he has granted, even present ones, or things he has done in the past, or where he went. Yes, he recently went to Egypt to study the wonder they have been performing there. In fact, Egypt is building the longest high-speed railway network in Africa, and we did a video about it. You can get the link at the end of this video. So can P2B really turn this momentum into an election-winning strategy? Before we answer this question, let's take you back in time in 2003 when P2B contested for the governorship of Anambra State, the strategies he deployed then and how he went about winning the election. Before we see that, this is the time to subscribe to our channel and enable notification so that you'll be notified to watch all future videos that will be uploaded on our channel. Thank you for your support. Although governorship elections can't be compared with presidential elections because of the scale of everything, someone contesting for the presidency must cover 36 states of the federation plus FCT. The governorship is just on a particular state, so they can't really be compared, but the strategies deployed can be the same. All political calculations and permutations show that the chance of P2B winning the presidential elections in 2023 is near zero. But in politics, the word impossible doesn't exist. Anything can happen. Who knew that Donald Trump will win the presidential elections in the United States even after he lost the popular vote? And he still went on to win the Electoral College vote. So anything can happen in politics if you work for it. Donald Trump worked for it. Will P2B work for it?
It's not going to be solved by praying alone. It has to be solved by acting. If you like, pray with discipline for the rest of your life. They'll never go away. You must chase them away. So they are not people you remove by prayers. So it is time to act.
Let's see the strategies P2B deployed in 2003 when he contested for the governorship election in Anambra State. The strategies he deployed was ingenious. He started pasting posters around Anambra State very early before the elections. He had different posters for different topics that communicated directly to the average voter his intentions and ideas on governance in Anambra State. And during the time, there was serious division in Anambra PDP, the ruling party then, and they had different factions. One of the factions was headed by the then political godfather of Anambra State, Semeko Ofo, who jokingly told P2B at a fundraising event held at Golden Gate Restaurant Ikoyi, he told P2B that he should come out openly and criticize the then governor Chinwoke Mbadeniju, and if the governor sends the dreaded Bakassi boys to cut off his ear, that Anambra people will happily make him a governor with one ear. The joke elicited a lot of laughter, and P2B used the opportunity to establish his principle of not making donations in public. He refused to make his donation public in the hall. The same thing played out between P2B and Reverend Mbaka, where Peter refused to make an open donation, instead demanding to be shown a project that he can fund or donate to.
1964 September, when Tafa Balewa wrote the World Bank to borrow $82 million to build the Kainji Dam. So you were able to generate over 1,000 megawatts of electricity in the 60s. Almost 60 years after, you cannot generate 4,000.
Okay, back to the strategies Peter Obi deployed before winning the 2003 governorship elections in Anambra State. Before that election, Peter Obi wasn't even among the front runners. The front runners were in the PDP, but because PDP was factionalized, having held a lot of world congresses and primaries that were eventually cancelled. In fact, the third primaries was to be held at Abuja in the Eagle Square, but that primaries didn't hold. This was a time when imposition of candidates was rampant in the country, and that imposition of the candidate of the PDP played a major role on why Peter Obi won the election. With a stroke of luck and all stars aligning for Peter Obi, he was able to convince the founder and then chairman of APGA, Chekwas Okorie, with persuasion from Odumegwu Ojukwu to hand Peter the party ticket, which he eventually did. And the man who initially won the party primaries in APGA defected to ANPP to become the deputy governorship candidate to George Moghalu of the ANPP. So Peter Obi ensured that he was on the ballot for the elections, and Peter Obi will go on to benefit from the implosion in Anambra PDP because Anambra PDP members couldn't swallow the imposition of Chris Ngige as the party flag bearer without a primary election. The third primary election was scheduled to hold at Eagle Square, Abuja, but after waiting for many days, party faithfuls woke up one day and read on the newspapers that PDP has finally settled for Chris Ngige as the party flag bearer. It was too hard for party faithfuls to swallow the imposition of Chris Ngige by Anambra because of his closeness to Obasanjo. He wanted to have someone that will hold the governorship for him so that by the time he's ready to contest in 2007, the person will eventually make way for him. Of course, you all know how it ended, to the extent that Chris Ngige was kidnapped in office in order to force him to resign. So because nearly all PDP members decamped en masse to APGA, Peter Obi was the ultimate beneficiary. It sank home. A lot of people now said, this man has no godfather. He is the one that will vote for. During the election, people were singing in line. They were in line and they were singing, APGA, APGA, APGA. So it was a walkover for him during the elections. Of course, they stole the elections because people who impose candidates don't believe in electoral process. They don't believe in voting. They believe in writing the results elsewhere and announcing whatever they wrote. But that time has passed because of the many reforms that INEC has undertaken. The National Assembly has reformed the Electoral Act to the extent that it will be difficult during the elections to enter the polling booth with your phone or camera device in order to snap who you voted for.
You want to hear from INEC. If we register and vote, will our votes count? Your votes will count.
So that will curb the recent vote buying that was seen during the last elections, the governorship elections that held in Ekiti. So can Peter Obi repeat what he did in Anambra in Nigeria? It will be very difficult but not undoable. They need to reach out. Do you know the thousands of wards in Nigeria? The thousands of polling booths in Nigeria? For Peter Obi to do the impossible and win the 2023 presidential elections, he must have a structure. Forget about all you hear, people going viral, or even Peter Obi himself saying that the local people will be his structure. Yes, structure matters because politics is local. Look at the recent concluded elections in Ekiti State. Elderly people voted more than the younger people. Why is that? Upon the fact that younger people, the youths, are more in population than elderly people. But during elections, they don't show up. So who will vote?
They have seen the names already now. They have seen the names already.
All the fans of Peter Obi, or Obidient fans as they call themselves, it is easier said than done. You have to come out and campaign for him if you want him to win the election. Campaign physically, not online, because politics is local. However he hopes to do it, for now, the two front runners are Bola Tinubu of the APC and Atiku Abubakar of the PDP. These two men are the front runners. And in terms of cash, no one can beat APC right now because they have billions stashed for this election. Look at the sale of forms that they did. Presidential aspirants, governorship aspirants, Federal House of Assembly members, they made billions of naira for this election. So in terms of funding the logistics for the elections, they are ready more than the PDP,
The place I'm standing now used to be my office. I'm an entrepreneur. For my zeal and my desire for a greater Nigeria, I decided to give it up for Peter Obi campaign office. So officially, I'm declaring this place open today as Onwa West Labour Party Secretariat, a campaign office for Peter Obi.
So even if Peter Obi doesn't make an impact this time around, he will use this election to create an awareness so that the next round of elections, he can recontest again. Maybe by that time, he must have gotten a better structure, because structure will penetrate the rural areas where people don't have internet. They only rely on their radios. And the radio that they listen to is not even in English. It's mostly in their local languages. So to reach these people and make them understand that you have to vote, and this is who you have to vote for. So it is not an easy task. There's a lot of work to be done.
Myself, I remember that Nigeria is number one. We need to look for every means to save Nigeria first before every other political party or game.
Coming to vote buying, a lot of education has to go on to make people understand that even if they can't resist taking money from someone offering them money to vote for them, let them take that money and still vote their conscience. Yes, the amendments in the Electoral Act, it makes it difficult for people to buy voters. But it is not easy. It is people that needs to change, because they will buy the people monitoring the process and buy the voters themselves. So it is people's orientation that needs to change, to understand that they don't need to be selfish to collect money to vote for someone, knowing that when the person becomes a president or governor, his actions will affect everyone. Everyone goes to the market to buy fuel at the same price. All the things sold in the market, in the mall, groceries, all the prices, the same everyone pays. If there is hardship, it affects everyone, not just one person. So if people understand this, they will be able to even take that money from that person and go and vote their conscience, go and vote someone who they think will change the country or, better their lives. Among all the candidates that are contesting for the presidency, if they feel it is this person, that person, even Peter Obi, let them vote their conscience. That's what matters, All right, we hope you enjoyed the political analysis. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and enable notification. Till next time, bye-bye.